Hey guys, this is Gwads. A lot of people have been asking me how I do so much damage, so I decided to make this guide so that people can see what my quote-unquote rotation is, and also some tips and tricks to help you maximize your damage output in PvP. Before we get into this video, I have to tell you there's no such thing as a Frost Death Knight PvP rotation, but there is a priority system that changes in certain situations during PvP combat. This guide would be split into 5 parts: gearing, efficiency, abilities, defensives, and armor types. Gearing, it's pretty straightforward. Your stat priorities are mastery over versatility over everything else. Make sure every single piece of your gear has mastery in it, and if a piece of gear have mastery and versatility, you want to choose that piece of gear over, let's say, a piece of gear that have mastery and multi-strike. And also, you are not going for the 4-set bonus. The 4-set bonus is not worth it. It's for AoE mostly. For better single target damage, I choose to go 2-set bonus, which is my helm and my shoulders. You might see I have PvE gear on, but it doesn't really matter that much. It's a little bit less damage than the PvP rings and neck because the PvE gear remains item level of 725, whilst the other warmongering PvP rings and neck goes up to 740. But I like these because they have versatility. It makes me tankier, heal more, so yeah. Now let's move on to part 2. The second part of the guide would be about efficiency. So what you should do at what time. First off is purging. With the glyph of Icy Touch enables your Icy Touch to have an offensive dispel effect. Dispelling a priest shield or a druid's heart would put great pressure on the healer. For example, dispelling a priest shield is like doing 100k damage on the priest with 1 frost rune, since the shield have a 100k absorption. Also, purging the buffs off Paladin makes it really easy for you to instantly remove a bop, or a speed of light, or freedom. Now, it's up to runic power. Since Frost Strike is your biggest damage source, you don't want to waste any of them by allowing your runic power to go over cap. Which means, when your runic power reaches around 80%, 84%, do not use another rune. Make sure you use up your Frost Strike and then continue generating with runic power. Following runic power is Soul Reaper. Apply this ability proactively, not reactively. Which means don't use it when he's below 35%, use it when he's above that health. And make him fall below 35% within 5 seconds, so it will tick instantly. A good health percentage to apply Soul Reaper are 70% while you're bursting, 50% when you do not have burst up. Those numbers are just for reference. You should know your own damage and adjust the health percentage to apply Soul Reaper. Next up is conditions. So what conditions you need before you burst? First off, you want to attack to have 5 stack of your offhand enchant Razor Ice effect. And also, you want your Unholy Strength proc and a Killing Machine proc. Then you can pop your burst, do a Death Grip, and then start spamming Frost Strike into him. Once you're out of runic power, just start using all your runes to generate more. Use Blood Tap, Plague Leech the dots when it's about to fall off, and then spam Frost Strikes into your target again. You can also use your Empower Runic Weapon for extra damage, but keep in mind this is a 5-minute cooldown, so use it wisely. Runes. You have 3 sets of runes: Death, Frost, and Unholy. You would like to have one of each rune regenerating at all time. Ideally, you want one death rune to be available so that you can strangulate on demand. Your two main damaging ability is Howling Blast to consume the runes, and Frost Strike to dump your runic power. Soul Reaper and Obliterate is also important, but Soul Reaper should always be prioritized. So, when you Obliterate instead of Howling Blast, you usually use Obliterate when you need runic power urgently, and when you do not have the Killing Machine proc. Make sure to spend all your Killing Machine proc on Frost Strikes. Defensives. You need to know your enemy to prevent bursting into their defensives. More importantly, don't burst into defensive that prevent them from getting hit, like a paladin's bubble or a warrior's die by the sword. Occasionally, you might burst through defensives that prevent them from taking magic damage, like anti-magic shell. But abilities such as Cloaks of Shadow and Evasion, they prevent your damage completely, so do not burst into it. If you are having trouble telling when they have defensives up, an add-on I suggest is Gladiator Lossa. I'll have a link in the description. It pretty much just tells you when are they popping the defensives. Armor types. There are 4 types of armor in the game, but all you're concerned about is plate users versus non-plate users. Plate users have a chance of parrying an attack, whilst non-plate users do not. When you're trying to deal damage to a plate user, such as a Death Knight or a warrior, hit them at their back as much as possible, since it negates the chance of parry to 0. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. We barely scratched the surface here, so if you want a more in-depth guide on certain aspect of this video, let me know in the comments below. Thanks, and bye-bye.